Good afternoon and once again welcome to Code with IJ, and today we are going to continue our tips from Pragmatic Developer, and we are at tip 51. Hooray! Finally we got to tip 51 and it said design to test. So what this tip is actually trying to say in the whole shell is that when you are trying to create a code base, have testing mentality in mind that that code needs to be tested, that you have to write testing scripts, you have to do manual testing, you have to do smoke testing. You can even list out the number of types of tests you want to carry out in this project so that when developers come in, they'll be able to know the guideline and structure that, oh, okay, they have to write a test case and you have to make it mandatory where someone can create a PL or can push a code without that code being tested. So all those validations help you to know how the code is running and what is running and what is breaking. So tip 52 is still talking about testing. So testing is more cultural than technical. Most of us are thinking that, oh, testing is just about writing test case, but it goes beyond that. If you don't have this mindset about writing tests, whenever your code runs manually or you do a very simple manual test for it, you won't be interested in writing the test script because you start wondering that, especially most time when you write a test script, the failure you're going to see in test scripts are more than the failure you see in manual testing. Because some things are just going to be failing and some things are actually um have generic answer, or there's a way you're writing your function and you're calling a third party API, and the third party API they are giving you response different way and you want to write the test. So doing that you have to do generic testing or do manual test data for such cases so that your test will not fail. And in order not to, even if you don't want your test to fail, you have to be careful that you're not creating tests that doesn't fail and you're forgetting the business logic away from how you're writing things. So testing is more cultural than technical. Don't use without code you don't understand. Don't go online. I always hear vibe coders. I don't see anything wrong in vibe coding, but I see something wrong in you implementing what you cannot debug. So in case if what you implement is breaking and you have zero idea what is breaking, and there is no way you can even start picturing in your head like, okay, these are the step by step, this is what I want to achieve. So if you're writing code and you're just putting code because it's fancy or gives a fancy response and you're not looking at what in structure level, how does this code play in, what is the key layout of this code, if this code break, what is the implementation of this break, if a code is not supposed to break, put assertion, write assertion in the code, put error handling in your code, put things to ensure that that code, put validation, put anything you need. If you need validation from the user side, put enough validation so that the code does not break if it's not meant to break, so that it doesn't crash your system. Tip 56 say work with the user to think like a user. A lot of us as developer, we just work with the ideas in our head. We just say, oh, this is beautiful. This will look good on this web page. Oh, the design, this design is so fancy. It's so, but we don't look that. Is it clear? Is it very very is it explainable? Is it something a user can relate with? Is it relatable? Is it scalable? Is it systematic? Is it programmable? So all these kind of things you have to put them in mind when you're coding. You don't just work or do a design because it looks beautiful. You have to think about the user. If somebody is having a color blindness, how will that color work with their eyes? Is it going to be too sharp for them to see? So all these things has to put in place. And today we have come to the end of today's tip. We say use a project glossary. A lot of us don't have a project library with some particular codes or things we run in our system, and there is no place for a new person coming into the team to see all this instrumentation. So the way your project is set up, if it's a product structure you are using in your system, do a project review for it. It's easier for somebody coming into your project to onboard and start performing, and you don't have to hold them by the hand and start to explain each and every step of your project. So project glossary is a crucial and important thing for a project. So even if you're doing your own mini project, start to implement all these tools. When you're implementing all these tools in your mini project and you start working for an organization, it helps you to bring more things to the table. Even if the organization does not have it, it helps you to contribute significantly to the growth of the organization, and you start thinking in a more organized way, and you start thinking in a more big, or will I say more structured way than just building projects for your own benefit. So today that is the end of today's tip. Let's build smarter. Thank you. Subscribe, share with your family and friends, and thank you so much for all your subscription, all your love so far. Thank you, and once again, welcome to Code with I.